All right, guys, good evening. This is Tracy Walker, and I want to welcome you guys to this very special bonus webinar that I'm offering you because you guys were such great sports in helping me with the closeout of my book, The Ultimate Team Building Formula, so we can make room for new and other things to come. So I've got all of your books over there. I've autographed them all. I've got to print out the labels, and my goal is to get those out in the mail tomorrow. Okay. And then you guys should have them in the next couple of days. And so those of you that ordered more than one book, because quite a few of you did order more than one book, what I did was I autographed one book to you, and then I just let the other one blank, right? Because you might want to give it away or something like that. Maybe you don't know who you want to give it to. And there were some of you guys that told me who you wanted me to autograph the multiple books to. So I did that as well. All right. So everybody should be clear on that. Hold on one second. All right. So what we're going to do in this training is we're going to talk a little bit about recruiting and sponsoring people into your business, regardless of whatever the business is. One of the key things that you have to be in a position to bring in new people at any given time. And so we call that phase one. Okay. It's called phase one, where you are out, you are actively in the market, and you are sifting and sorting through potential prospects who may be ideal for your particular company, your product, your service, whatever it is that you have. So we call that phase one. And so one of the ways that I've been able to, personally recruit probably 1,500 people into my business over the last several years is really through social media and using free sources. I do some paid traffic, but it's so minuscule compared to the free traffic that I do that it doesn't even really, 98% of my stuff is free social media. All right. So a lot of the elbow grease is there. What I will say is that if you are wanting to use social media, you do have to be willing to be consistent, right? I would probably write that down as like the number one thing. People can do social media, but you can't do it one time with one post and talk to one person. All right. It's something that you have to be conscious of, that you're doing on a consistent basis, because it's the traction, it's the constantly being, and they say in marketing that people need to have at least like 7 to 12 touches, right? 7 to 12 touches before they make a decision. Well, you're no different, right? If Best Buy can get on your television and run that same 30-second commercial 12 times in the middle of your show, well, they're paying thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. You need to do the same thing that they're doing, except that it's not going to cost you as much money to do it. But you do have to remember that social media, the key word is media. It is a media outlet. It is, a platform to share, be commercial with, be personal with if you want to, but it's a media outlet, right? And so if you're not using your own media to share with the world what you want to share, well, then you're going to pay millions of dollars to use NBC to tell it. That's their media. So this gives us a way to do it and reach our own markets of people without the heavy costs, right? But consistency is the key. So one of my favorite tools, and we'll talk more so about this one tonight, one of my favorite platforms to use is Facebook, all right? And Facebook is an amazing tool. Instagram has picked up a lot of popularity, and I do use Instagram a lot now. I've got some tools and things like that, and I may show you guys that if we have time tonight. But primarily, Facebook is my go-to. It's my numero uno, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of strategies that I've used to, you have to first build your audience, right? If you don't have an audience of people, then no amount of marketing that you do is going to matter, because nobody sees it. It's like, a musician comes to your city or town for a concert, and they've rehearsed and they've got this amazing show, and they've got dancers and they've got, all types of solos and all of this to wow the crowd. But the promoter doesn't do their job with get people in the seats. Well, me having this big, wonderful, amazing show does no good if I'm on the stage and nobody's looking. Okay. The mistake a lot of marketers make is that they think that their show is flawed, right? Oh, my show must be bad, so I've got to change my show. In some cases, that may be true, but in a lot of cases, it's not your show. It's you don't have anybody looking at it, right? And so we have to work on the audience. So the first thing you want to do, or first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about build an audience, okay? Build an audience. After you build an audience, then you have to engage that audience, right? So you're going to build an audience, then you're going to engage that audience, and then the goal would be to find the people that you can sell to in that audience, okay? Those would be like the 3 phases. If I had to give you 3 phases, it's build, engage, and then sell, ultimately, because you guys are in business, right? You guys in business, all right? So you do realize if we're not selling anything, then we're just kind of pussyfooting around. Right? And we're just lollygagging and we're scrolling on the wall and we're doing that. But if you're not making sales, then, you know, you're not really marketing. You're just kind of on social media. You're not leveraging social media. So build an audience, engage that audience, and then you want to sell to that audience. So first thing I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you from my perspective. So you guys will see, you know, my Facebook wall here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Move that out of the way. Can you guys see that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to just preface with this. My 5,000 friends, you know, I'm constantly deleting people that are no longer in my realm, that are no longer in my market, and adding new people that are. Okay. So for me right now today, it's a little bit more difficult. Like I can't build an audience per se, right? I kind of have to delete existing audience and add new audience depending on people that I'm communicating with. All right. So I communicate a lot more with people on inbox or on Messenger than I do in the building of the audience, because I already have an audience. I'm just shifting types of audiences. Does that make sense? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I build the audiences to begin with. Okay. A couple of strategies that I do. One of the great things that you could do is, you know, on your wall here, as a matter of fact, let me just go to my homepage. So on the homepage, over to the right-hand side, you can see this is an area here where they have birthdays, right? You guys always see the people that have birthdays, right? And most of us never even care, right? Or if it's somebody that we're really, really close to, we might say happy birthday or whatever. But this is a really, really good way to start engaging people and building an audience. So what you want to do is, if you click on it, it will actually open up the people in your friends list that have birthdays on today, right? And these are some great people I need to say happy birthday to, like good friends of mine. So let me just say this. So this is Ramona, right? So you open it up, and what most people do is they will type it in here, right? Happy birthday, Ramona. Or, hey, Smartress, have a happy birthday, right? Or you might click on the person and you go over to their page and you type it in, right? You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand how Facebook works just a little bit. So if you're going to use the birthday technique, what has to happen is I could say, hey, Smartress, hope you have an amazing birthday and look forward to chatting again soon, right? I could say something like that, right? All right. And I would post it. That's fine. No big deal. But Facebook doesn't really help you in that action. The way that Facebook helps you in the action is if you actually like hover over the name and you send the person an inbox message, right? Now, why? Because the way Facebook works now is it assumes that if you're communicating with someone in the inbox, that they must be a person that is of value to you, right? And if they're of value to you, then Facebook now starts to show this person more of what's happening on your feed. Okay. So if you have people that aren't seeing your stuff, which is probably happening, right? And then you go here and you got 13 people sitting in the birthday, it behooves you you can post on their wall if you want, but the ideal thing is to go inside of your messenger and send the person a messenger message, because that kind of pings Facebook and lets them know that this person. Hold on one second, guys, please. Okay, so you ping Facebook, let Facebook know that these are people that I actually want to start seeing stuff in my feed, and that kind of starts helping to do that, okay? So that's one little nugget there, okay? One, okay? Everybody got the birthday technique, okay? Right. Another technique that is good is you want to have people in your list or on your friends list that are following you that are ideally in your target market, okay? So, I'm drinking some water right here. So let's say you sell water, right? You sell water. What you'll want to do is you might come up here to the search and you might type in healthy water, okay? And when you type in healthy water, it's going to give you, as you can see up the top, you can have posts, people, photos, videos, pages, places, groups, apps, events, and links. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to go to groups, because groups have more people, right? If you go to people, you got to go through all the individual people yourself. But if you go to groups, you got a group of people that, are already involved in the water situation. So, I'm not affiliated with any of the water deals, but you guys will get the point what I'm saying. So here's 545 people that are in this healthy lifestyle in Kangen water, right? So if you sold water, doesn't it make sense to already find a group of people who find value in healthy water, right? Does it make more sense to do that? Or does it make sense to try to convince people who don't drink water that they need to drink water and then buy a $3,000 machine to do it, right? It's a little bit harder of a sell when you're talking to people who don't value healthy water. Does it make sense? So the key in marketing is to find people who are already customers of the thing and then market to those people. Okay? That's the key. If you could remember that, find people who already are customers of the thing, not necessarily customers of your product, but customers of a product in your market. Okay? So if it's weight loss, find people who are already buying weight loss products and sell them weight loss. If you're selling glasses, right? I see Dimitri has on glasses. Well, it makes sense that you find people who already wear glasses and then you work on them with selling them fancy frames or this or that or discounts on eye exams. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to convince the person who won't go to the eye doctor that they need to. Okay? No matter, you're not going to do it. People who already take the time and spend their money to go to the eye doctor are going to be the people that you're going to be able to sell glasses to better. Okay, that's the key. So you got this healthy lifestyle here. We got 545 people. There in Rome, Italy is the group. So fine, we'll come over here. We'll click on this group. And I'm not looking to necessarily join the group, right? Well, it depends. So this group looks like it may be, they won't let you see stuff. They won't let you see stuff. But I can click over here on it where it says members. Oh, they got it blocked. Okay. So you can't do this group because they will let you see their stuff. All right. Somebody's gotten kind of smart with some stuff. All right. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if we can go to another one. Here we go. So we went to this one, Healthy Waters Labrador, right? Now we come in here and you can see we've got 293 members, right? And you can click on where it says see all members. Do you guys see that? You can see all the members. So now, if you took 30 minutes a day, right? 30 minutes a day, and it's going to be work, okay? Because it's free. You got to understand, either you're going to spend your time or you're going to spend your money, okay? But when you're building an audience, that's what you have to take your time to do. So you come here, and let's see, Pete just joined a week ago. So what I would do is I would come over here. I would open in a new tab, Pete's page, right? And I would come over to Pete's page, and I would just kind of scroll through Pete's page to see if there was something that Pete and I had in common. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? We're not pitching Pete. We're not just going to send Pete a friend request. Hey, so great. I saw you were in the water group, and I just want to connect with like-minded individuals. I hate that. I hate it. Hold on. Josiah, turn it down. So we're not doing that. We're building relationships. You guys understand that? We're building relationships. We're not pitching, and we're not spamming people. So I'm coming to Pete, and I can see, okay, families belong together. So this might be Pete, his wife, and his kids, right? I'm just going to assume that, because then it says families belong together, right? Then it says, you know, happy Father's Day, Pete, or something that said, I saw right here, happy Father's Day, Pete, right? So I know Pete's a father. I'm a mother, right? I'm a mother. This family, they look like they're having some fun fishing or hiking or doing some fun together or something like that. But then I can read through these other comments, right? I can see all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this looks pretty cool, right? So what could I do if I wanted? I could start liking, right? And loving some of Pete's stuff. Do you guys understand that? Now, here's what you got to remember. The average person is not a marketer on Facebook. You're a marketer. So maybe you don't pay attention to the likes and loves. But Pete knows he only has 2 likes. You guys see that? Pete knows that. Okay. So he got 89 likes here. That's like more than Pete probably ever had in his whole entire life. Okay. So he's got 89 likes. He got 25 likes, right? These are the normal people. So then you're going to come in here and you're going to start liking stuff on Pete. Now, Pete has his stuff set up where you can't leave a comment. You guys see that? Like we can't leave comments. So with Pete, it's going to really have to be a little bit about the liking. So you could choose. It's your option. If you don't find anything of value, or like this new community project, right? Peace, justice, earth care. If you're not in alignment with any of that stuff, you don't have to deal with Pete at all. You could say, okay, well, that looks good, but no, I'm not interested in Pete. And you can go to the next person. Okay, let's see. This is a reporter at the CBC radio in Canada, right? So, okay, I'm gonna, whoops. Let me do that, not a whole page. I'm gonna open up a tab I meant to do. Okay, so now I can come over here to Bailey, and Bailey is a reporter, and Bailey lets me comment on her wall now. You guys see that? Bailey's different. Now, she's not showing me a whole bunch of different stuff, right? Because I'm not her friend yet, but I can see here that she's reporting on something, looks like, right? Josh of this place and action at North American Indigenous Games, right? So if I was interested in wrestling or something like that, or I know she's in that water group, I could say, whoa, you know, pretty cool shot. Love it. Right? I could say that. Now, I'm not going to enter this, right? Because I don't want to submit it onto her page. But you guys see what I'm saying, right? It's not, oh, my name is John, and I'm a marketer, and I wanted to know. That's not what we're doing. That's not how you build relationships, right? So you build relationships by identifying commonalities that you have with other people, and then inserting that you like that thing too, all right? So that might be one thing that you do here. Or here we go. Some stuff popped back up. So her birthday was May 2nd. Oh, that was 2017. Okay, so we can't see anything from 2018. But we can see some of this other stuff, right? So these are older pictures. It looks like April 29, 2017. So she will let us see her stuff unless we're her friend. It's kind of how that works, right? But she's in Newfoundland. Now we're all the way back to 2016, right? So I might say, nope, I'm done with Bailey too. Oh man, I deleted the whole Facebook. Hold on. Okay, let me pull it back up. Okay, so we did Bailey, right? So Shelly, the person joined about a month ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago. These people were added. May added 2 months ago. Added by somebody. Let's see what this person is. Alicia. So I'm gonna double click, open link in new tab. I'm gonna go to Alicia. July is Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month. Did you know that kids get arthritis too? How about that, right? No, I didn't know that, okay? So that's pretty interesting, right? So if I was interested in that, I would probably put a like. And she doesn't have it where we can comment and we can't see stuff. So maybe the water group isn't like a good group. Hold on, let's try something else. Let's do, because they're not like really active, are they? Let's do, let's do fitness. Oh, fitness recipes, let's see. So we've got 1 million people, 1 million people. Let's click on this, see what we got in fitness. Oops. Okay, fitness recipes. We've got, you don't even have to join the group. You can just start hanging out in the group. The community, see all the people in the community. Total followers, see all the followers. Okay, so I can see quite a few of the followers that are here, right? It's funny, I know a lot of these people in this group, it's funny. Okay, so let's just say that, like this guy right here, I went to high school with him. That's so weird that he's in this group, really? Okay, so let's say I click on him, right? And I go over, open link in new page. Now, because we're already friends, because I went to high school with him, it'd be a little bit different, right? But I can start seeing what's going on his wall, right? And I can see that he shares a lot of stuff more than necessarily creating information. But I'm in the fitness recipes group, and look what I see, right? He's got, looks like some peppers and some tomatoes, right? So I could say something in here like, these look absolutely yummy, right? Did you grow them yourself? Right? I could say that, all right? And then that's going to trigger a response, because for most people, they don't know who you are, right? You're a new person that's landing on their profile, on their page, and when they see the post, they're gonna start responding, right? But guess what they're gonna do before they start responding? Like, okay, because I know him, I'm gonna actually just go ahead and enter that so it can show up, right? Now, he's gonna see this says Tracy Walker. Let's just say he didn't know me. What do you think the person looking at this, whose page this is going to do before they respond? They're gonna click on your name and see, who the heck are you, right? So they're gonna click over the Tracy Walker, and then they're gonna see some stuff, right? Now, this is where you want to start paying attention to what you have on your own wall, okay? This is why your wall is important. You need to have something in this little area right here. I mean, it could be family. It doesn't have to be business, right? It could be family. It could be a vacation shot. It could be something. It could be a quote. It could be something, but it needs to be something that that is engaging, right? You don't want it to be a distorted photo that's zoomed all the way in because you uploaded it from your phone and you never came to your Facebook profile on your computer to look at it, right? So now it just looks blurry and it's a close-up of your ear, right? And people are like, what the world is that? And they're gonna click off, right? Wouldn't you click off, right? You would, you would click off. Like, I don't see the value in that. But you have something here of value to your market of people. So if we're looking at fitness recipes and we want to know people in the health world or the fitness world, it would probably make sense to have something here to do with health, or, being healthy, or maybe you're jogging, or you're doing a jump, or, you climbed to the top of a mountain, or something that you did related to health and fitness, right? Because now that person is going to have something in common with you. So let's make a shift for a second. So I've shown you 2 ways to get audience, right? One way is to use people already on your friends list by tapping into the birthdays and inboxing them in the messenger so that they can start to see more of your posts, okay? Another way is to get people outside of your friends list and go into groups that have a interest similar to the product or service that you are selling, and then start manually going to different people's pages and starting to comment if you can and like where you can, okay? Once or twice a day on a person's page. You don't want to be the stalker where now you're commenting on every post, liking everything. Now you look kind of creepy, okay? So you just do it a couple times for the person to take mention or to take notice, all right? And you leave it at that. Now, once you start doing that, you'll start having people coming back to your page. So now what's important is the look of your own wall. So we already talked about your cover photo needs to be of something relevant to your market, your whatever it is that you're doing. Your profile picture, it should be a picture of you, not a picture. Remember the other young that we just saw that you know that kids catch arthritis too, right? That little promo in the profile picture, not the best idea. Not the best idea, right? Because what happens is people who are not marketers look at that like you're trying to sell them something already. Right? And if people believe you're trying to sell them something before you even get a chance to sell them something, they don't even let you try to sell them something, right? The wall goes up and you don't even have a shot, okay? So you just want to make it welcoming. Have a picture of yourself smiling, happy, or something like that. Do not make it a logo. Do not make it a picture of your dog. Do not make it your college crest. Or, you know, your reunion, your whatever, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Don't do that. Don't put your favorite sports team up there. Don't do that. Put your face, thus Facebook, right? Thus Facebook. So your smiling, happy face is what should be in there. Moving right along, what happens is you want to have your introduction done properly, okay? You want to have something here. If you have never paid attention to this part because you're like, oh, I don't really feel like doing it, you need to pay attention. Because people ask, this is what they see. Like, who is this person, right? And you see what mine says, right? And mine says that because that's what I am about, okay? So it's not going to be long because it won't let you be long with it. But you can use little emojis and things like that. But it will have to be a short, like little 1-sentence situation. And you stick that in there. And then what you definitely want to do is you'll want to go into your about section yourself. And you'll want to put right here where it says details about you. You'll want to do that, right? You'll want to fill this out. Doesn't have to be an essay, but you want to fill this out, right? Because people do look at it. If they didn't look at it, Facebook would have no need to have it up there. You guys realize that, right? People do look at it. It may not be something that's promoted that they look at, but they look at it, okay? So details about you, put some details in there. Feel free to put a link or something like that that you want in there as well, okay? So that's kind of the extent of that, okay? So have your intro, have your About Me section done. You can fill out these things here too, like on the About Me, like your work and education, if you want to, right? So you can put places that you've worked and things like that if you want, schools that you've attended, just to kind of fill that whole little side out. But ultimately, the most important part is the intro and the About Me section. Now, once you've got that done, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have positivity on your page and on your wall. Okay? You have positivity on your page and on your wall. Nobody wants to be associated with someone who had a bad day and they're cussing everybody out, like on the Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you're going through it and you see someone who's having a bad day and they're like, whatever they say, right? F Mondays, right? Or something like that. Like, okay, I see how you feel about it, right? That's fine. But what happens is if it begins to be the theme of your wall, people won't connect with you, okay? So you'll want to have positive things that you're saying. You want to make sure that you post good content, you know, post pictures of yourself, events, things that you have going on. This is a Facebook Live that I did the other day, me and Josiah. I like to show my son in my videos primarily because of this, right? I'm a mompreneur, it says, right? So I don't want to be the mompreneur where people never see my kid in what I'm doing. That's just my approach, okay? So I like to show that you can have a business and be a mom all at the same time. Now, who does that talk to? That speaks to other moms who feel like, oh my God, my kid is screaming in the background. How can I do a webinar? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Easy. You go on mute and say, stop doing that, like I've done 5 times already. Right? So it can be done, but I try to show it versus just telling people to do it, right? People see it. They say, oh, okay, she's involving her son in her business. I like that, right? So things like that. This was what, 4th of July, right? So everybody else is posting 4th of July. And I took the time to say, okay, focus on celebrating your own financial independence day, right? Not to knock 4th of July, but let's just focus on yourself for a minute, right? Because you're off today. Like my whole point was you're off today for work, but you got to go back tomorrow. The reason you got to go back tomorrow is because you're not financially independent. So while you're selling the country's independence, what if we could put you in a position where you can celebrate your own independence, right? And the kind of person that I'm looking for is thinking that in their head, like, yeah, I do one day want to walk away from my job. Or yeah, one day I do wish I didn't have to report to somebody, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to sell them anything right here. It just means that I'm starting to speak to them along with the conversations that they're already having in their own mind. And when you start doing that, people start engaging you. Right? They start saying, oh, I like this person, right? And now they're coming back to your wall, or they request to be your friend, or if you have too many friends, then they can start following you. You guys get where I'm going? That's what happens, all right? So the consistency of you posting on your wall, right? You guys know this whole deal right here, right? So we did this whole situation here. This was just some stuff more about, business. It wasn't a picture, but it was just written text. Right? A picture, just talking about a young lady who's 18 years old, right? It's a business focused post, but it's not, notice I'm not selling anything. You guys see that there's no link. There's no join me. There's no any of that. I'm just making a point, right? I'm making a point about something so that another person that's looking at it is like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Okay. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? So you want to make your wall, your media outlet. Right? Your media outlet. Okay. So this is my mentor. So I'm going to say happy birthday to my mentor. Right. And I want the whole world to know this is my mentor's birthday. Right. Because what does it do? It attracts my mentor. Right. It attracts him too. All right. And here's the thing. When people comment on your post, their friends can see that you commented on something. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So like when David came here, and he said, thanks so much, superstar. I appreciate you. It's him. Some of his other friends saw David just commented on Tracy's post. Do you guys see that? And so people that follow David would then say, well, what is he saying on Tracy's post? What do? They click on Tracy's post. Now they come see what Tracy's post is. Now in this case, it's this, but it could have very well have been this. Right? If it was relevant to David. Now, you don't tag people on things that's not relevant to them because that makes people angry because they know that you're just trying to leverage their market and they don't like it. Right? I hate when people do that. Right? So the point that I'm making is you want to leverage your wall for information that's valuable and helpful. This was a call that I did the other day, right? A midday motivational call. So I did a Facebook Live and I had people on the phone as well. Right? So what am I doing? I'm engaging people even while I'm doing a conference call because I'm using Facebook Live, right? So this post had, over 1,000 views, 23 shares, 94 comments, which is pretty good for a post in the middle of the day at 12 o'clock noon, right? When people are at work. Now, some people have come and watched it later, of course, right? But we had a lot of engagement during that time. Look at John. You were on, John, right? You were on hanging out with me on that post. But my point that I'm making is you want to make a mix. These are pictures, right? Pictures with words and things like this. This is, you know, a picture of the book. This is a picture of people as subjects, right? This isn't a picture at all. It's just text, right? This is a picture, kind of a promotion. This is more of a, like an advertisement, right? It's a picture. It's not a picture of an object. It's a statement using Facebook's or using Canva's little things that they have going on, right? Here's a Facebook Live. Facebook Lives are really good ways to get engagement, guys. Okay, let's kind of shift into that. Engagement. If you want to know ways to build engagement, I think that the number one way on Facebook is through Facebook Lives. The reason is because when you're live, it sends a notification to all of your friends that you're live, and they get to join you and jump on at that point in time. If you are in your video and you know to say to people, hey, you know, thanks so much for jumping on. Be sure to like this, right? I'm going to be sharing some great value tonight. Go ahead and share this, right? You have to direct people on what to do. They begin to do what you tell them to do, which is to share, right? If you don't tell them to share, only the people that's thinking about it, that know about marketing on Facebook, might share. But everybody else, you want to remind them to share. All right. So you have to tell people to go ahead and like and share and comment. All right. Then what happens is as they start sharing, it starts moving along and starts getting some virality to it. You guys understand that? As other people share, it's going on their walls and their people are now seeing it. Those are people that you wouldn't have had access to now. Okay. So now we're talking about building an audience as well, because now you have access to new people who could very well click on your page, come back and decide that they want to be your friend or follow you. And you have people that are already your friends working to help you market and promote your post by engaging with you through comments, through shares, and through likes and loves and all that good stuff. Does that make sense? Okay. So you can see I've did a couple lives over the last couple days, right? I do things with like my son. Right. So he goes to the ATM. Okay, great. I thought this was so cute. Right. But you got to remember, what's the title of my whole page? Right. My page is about what? The wealth code. Right. So I'm talking about things on a regular basis that are related to that. Right. So we get down here to my son at the ATM. And what am I talking about? I'm really talking about his mindset. Right. I'm saying he's waiting for this thing to spit out some money. And that's good. That's what he should be doing. Waiting for it to spit out some money. But the key is you got to work for it first, right? You got to put it in, then it can come out. All right. So I'm just sharing that with people, right? Love your beautiful mind. Okay. You know, this is him having fun with, you know, my other girlfriend. She dropped her kids off because, like I said, I'm mompreneur. Right? So I'm showing different facets of my life. The point that I'm trying to make to you guys is that you don't want to make your wall all advertisements, right? The book thing was like 2 or 3 posts. That's it, right? You haven't seen a post yet about my particular company, right? You haven't seen that yet. What you see is things that infer and things that get people to think and things that get people up, insight into my real life. If people can know you, like you, and begin to trust you, they'll join you or they'll buy from you, right? So how people, you know, kids are very innocent, right? And some people misuse kids, right, for that. But the genuineness of me showing my son and, you know, his play cousins over here playing is for someone who's like, oh, I wonder if she's a scam. Well, you don't usually associate scam artists with like kids in public, right? Not usually. You don't. They're usually hiding or being finicky about something. So think about ways that you can leverage the kids, right? These are just my girlfriends and people I've known since I was in high school, right? Not even marketers, people not in the business. You know, like it's not often I get to hang out with my friends, but today's brunch was just what I needed, right? I have a little bit of a life outside of business, all right? So you guys get my point. Now, where are we here? Now this is business, right? This is when I was in Cincinnati and I was doing a presentation and now I am showing the business a little bit more, right? No links to anything, but just showing it in action. Okay, I'm an active participant in the business. Same thing here, right? Active participant in the business with the team, this whole stuff here. That's where this came from, right? Hold on, it's pulling up more stuff. That's where that came from. This is in the airport, just talking about some stuff. That's more direct, right? That's more direct, right? This is a Facebook Live, right? You can see it's 2 hours. It's a live of the whole presentation that I did, plus the stuff everybody else talked about, right? So people want to know, they can see it. So then you guys get the point of what I'm saying, right? On your wall. So we've talked about getting new people organically, okay? We've talked about engaging the people that you get. Now, when it's time to sell something, guys, you ideally want to get people off of Facebook. Okay, you want to get people off of Facebook in order to do it, or the way that Facebook really has it rocking now is get them in Messenger, right? Get them in Messenger. So, for example, if like this guy right here, Thomas, right? So Thomas is a guy that came to the event. He's not my guest. He was the guest of somebody else. But I could click on message, right? And he was talking about how, you know, he enjoyed the presentation and this, and this. Now, if I were going to start looking to sell Thomas, I'm going to start the communication here on the inbox, right? And it would usually be something like, you know, hey, Thomas, how's it going? You know, I haven't talked to you in a while. How's your day? Right? And Thomas is going to come back and back and forth. Now, from this point, most of us are in home-based. Is everybody here from in home-based business? In a home-based business? You're like in network marketing, something like that? Okay. So the idea here is that now you want to start your prospecting process, right? All that other stuff has to happen first. You guys understand what I'm saying? All the relationship building, all that other stuff has to happen first. And a really good way to even, I mean, this is kind of sidebar, but a really good way to even get people in the inbox, right, is to say something like, you use bait, right? We call it bait. So let's just say you chose one of these things right here, like this little heart, and you could say, if you're thinking about your business, I'm thinking about my business, I want to think of something that I could offer somebody that would cause them to want to know more, right? I could say, who would like to learn how to legally and ethically legally make $1 out of 15 cents, right? I could say something like that, right? Then I could post that, right? I could say, type a 1 in the comments below. Let's see. Who would like to learn how to legally and ethically make $1 out of 15 cents? If that's you, type a 1, right? I could say that. Right? So for the sake of this post, I'm going to do that, right, on my own wall. Okay? Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to sift and sort all the people that see that post and make them respond to me. You guys see that? I don't have to go after anybody. I'm looking for the people that respond to that. If you say that you want to legally and ethically know how to turn $1 into 15 cents, then when you start, like, okay, so Ray, for example, right? I already worked with Ray, but so he's on there. But if people start, as people start putting, Josiah, stop. Hold on one second. Okay, so as people start to respond to that, these are the people that I'm going to actually reach out to in the inbox. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just say Ray wasn't already part of the group, right? What I would do is I would go to Ray, I would message Ray, and I would say, hey, Ray, I see you like to turn $1. Oh, I see you like to, let me see. Hey, Ray, I saw your comment about wanting to make $1 out of 15 cents, right? How serious are you about that? You guys see? You got to qualify it, right? Because people just put ones and this and that and this and that. You don't want to go into a whole spiel when somebody's not really serious. Does that make sense? So he says that. I say, hey, Ray, I saw your comment. How serious are you about that? Now, I'm not going to send that to Ray. Okay. But that's something that I would say. And then Ray's going to come back and he would probably say, no, Charles, I'm very serious. How do I do that? Right? Now, everybody here, if you're in a company, you have a video or something that you can share with people about your business, right? There's a video, something that you have, a third-party tool. So Ray would say, I'm very serious about that. And I would say, okay, great. So Ray, if I sent you a video that shared more on how to do that, would you watch it? And Ray would say yes. And I would say, okay, great. Go here. I'll copy and paste the link to that video. I'll say, watch the video. And when you're done, get back with me here and let me know if that made sense. Is that hard, guys? Is that hard? That literally becomes a copy and paste, right? Once you type that out once to one person, what happens is the next person that responds, you go, hey, I saw your comment about da-da-da-da. How serious are you about that? Copy, paste. And they're going to go very serious. And you go, okay, great. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Yes. And say, okay, great. Go here, watch this video. When you're done, hit me back. Let me know if that made sense. How many of you could copy and paste that conversation over and over and over and over and over again to people who actually raised their hand about the post that you made in the first place? Right? If you had 5 people, like it doesn't have to be 30 and 40 people. If you had 5 people respond, those would be 5 qualified people, right? That you didn't have to go out and actually begin to like talk to cold. Does that make sense? So if you follow the steps that I shared before, which was find people in your target market to begin with in the groups, right? Start interacting with them. You know, they'll start coming, checking a look at your profile. You'll start engaging with them. They'll start engaging with you. You'll make posts that are relevant to the market that you guys are both associated with. At some point, whether they respond to you or not, they're looking, they're engaging, right? Maybe they became friends with you. You accepted them as a friend, or maybe at some point you requested them as a friend and they accepted you, right? And now you guys are following each other and you're not really thinking about them so much per se, but you're thinking about the market of people that think like them. And you make your posts based on such. You make your posts based on such. As a result of that, you can then maybe once or twice a week, okay? Hear what I say, guys. Once or twice a week, make a direct bait post, right? No more than 3 times a week. Not 3 times a day, not all day, every day, driving people crazy. But if you did one like Monday, one Wednesday, one Friday, right? And you did like a little bait post and you had 5 people that responded to you every time you did that. That would be 15 prospects for the week. How many of you guys are getting 15 prospects for the week right now on your social media? That's like qualified prospects. Right. And is this hard to do? This is not hard to do. But the consistency of it is what makes it work. You posting consistently, you sharing value, you doing your Facebook lives, you showing people that you're serious about this, you're showing people that you're knowledgeable about your product or your service or the niche that you're in. You doing all of that what that does is that gets people to take you seriously. Okay. While everybody else is pitching, you're showing value. Okay. Now you do this, and if they are compelled, they will respond. And when they respond, you hit them right up in the inbox. And that's where most of my recruiting really happens, is in the messenger. Okay. Because I reach out because of bait post, and I send them the video, tell them to get back with me if it made, once it makes it, let me know if it made sense. When they come back and they say, okay, Tracy, I watched the video, I usually say, okay, great. Let's connect personally. What's the best number to reach you? Right. And then I get them on the phone. Y'all see? I get them on the phone. And then you just go from there. So can everybody use Facebook in this way now? Were you using Facebook in this way before? Okay. If you were, can you see how you can tweak some things to make it a little bit more like cohesive, right? And effective and efficient, right? So I think that would be a great, you guys start there, right? Start there and just, post your content and do you like 3 bait posts a week, relevant to your market. Think of something cool. Think of something out the box. Like, don't just say, hey, who wants to lose 5 pounds? Who wants to lose weight? Like, oh God, right? Nobody. Okay. Who wants to drink healthy water? Okay. Nobody, right? What people want are results, right? People drink water sometimes to have clearer skin, right? So the idea is not who wants to drink more healthy water. The idea might be, who would love to have skin and look like you're 25 again, right? If you're not 25, if you're 25, then who wants to look 18? Like whatever, right? Or people want that. They don't want the water. They want the result of what the water is. Do you guys see what I'm saying? And so if you know that the video that you're going to send them has an example of how the water makes your skin look clearer and you look younger, then you're now congruent with the message. That's what they're going to see in the messaging. Okay. So that's why you kind of have to know your product a little bit, because then I know for a fact that what they're going to see is going to trigger because of how they responded. My post was designed to get them to respond a certain way. And then when they respond, the information that they're going to see is going to be congruent with the information that I sent them in the first place, which is going to be double back, right, on what I want them to know. And now we're moving in the right direction. And I can follow up with them later. Now, how many people could you follow up with on social media if you had, 1 or 2 people a day coming back saying, okay, I saw the video, what do I do next? Right? If you had 1 or 2 people doing that every single day, that's 14 people a week that's saying, well, yeah, I want to know more. And if you just close 10% out of 14 people, you'd sign up 1 person a week. Right? The average person isn't signing up 1 person a week. 4 people a month. You guys see what I'm saying? So it's little simple things like this that's happening behind the scenes that a lot of people don't even know about. They don't even know about, and all they see is right? You see that, but you don't know what's happening in my inbox because you weren't the person that typed 1. Right? So what happens is a lot of marketers sometimes will type 1 on other people's stuff so we can see what they're doing. Right? I do that all the time. Like if somebody that I'm following and I like or whatever, and I'm like, oh, how are they marketing? And I see a bait post, I'm biting the bait, right? And then they'll inbox me and LOL, like, no, I really want to know. Send me that video. Show me what it is you got. I want to see it, things like that. So my point is you'll see marketers do this, but unless you type the 1, you don't know, right? But I'm telling you, once you type that 1, that's when the party starts. That's when the party starts. And that's where the action happens. And that's how you actually start to make the sales, right? So I showed you how to build audience. I showed you some tips on how to engage audience. And I showed you tips on how to sell to your audience. You guys feel like that was helpful for tonight? Little bonus webinar, help you out? Okay, cool beans. Any questions or anything like that?
Hey, Tracy, this is Javin.
Yeah.
Do you have more than 1 page, or do you have a page that's a personal page and then one that you do marketing for? Or
No, I just have one.
Okay.
What you can do though, like some people really have they want to separate their, like, oh, my friends and family, I don't want them to see my stuff. I only want 50 people to see my stuff. So hold on, let me come back for a second. So what you can do is over here on your main page. Hold on, let me find it. Is it in friends? Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. All friends. Hold on, guys. You got your friends here. I'm gonna find it, but you can put your friends in lists. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find out. Remember how to do it. Because I've got friends. Oh, manage. Let me see. I don't think this is it. Manage sections. That's not it. Hold on. Maybe it's up here. New groups. No, it's not there either. Hold on, guys. Home. Oh, here we go. Over here on home, see what it says friend list. So if you click on friend list, you can create a list, right? So let's just say I'm going to name this list water enthusiasts, right? Water enthusiasts. And then I know that, you know, or maybe I put it like this. Those are business people, but let's just say you want to keep your cousins, right, like this. So you might have your cousins, and I've got, my cousin is Kareem Dixon, right? And then you can start going through and you can start putting them together. My other cousin is Ursula, right? Then my other cousin is Tammy. Hold on. Where is she at? There she is. Is Tammy. Right? And I can just go through and I can put my cousins in that list like this, right? Keely's my cousin, right? Lisa Ward, that's my cousin. You guys get what I'm saying, right? These people that you know, right? These people that you can regularly get on and be like, okay, these are my cousins. Okay, you guys get my point, right? Okay, then I could create a list. Now, you can see this is a cousins list, right? That's up here. So now what it's doing is only showing me posts from my cousins. Okay. Now, if I go to my wall and I get ready to post happy day, right? Over here, see where it says public? I can click on more. Hold on. Okay, wait. I think it might be specific friends. There we go. Specific friends, right? And it says search for a friend or a list. So now I could say cousins, right? I only want to show this to my cousins list. Save changes. What will these people see? Okay, that's fine, whatever. And now you can see that only people that are my cousins will see that, which means you are not my cousin. You won't even know I posted that today. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you only wanted to do it for like the people in your business, right? Your team, for example, you know, you could put, you know, oh, there's my list, right? I couldn't find all my lists. So there's all these different lists I had right from before. So if I just wanted to send this, you know, I could create a brand new list. Hold on, let's delete this because I don't want to send it, right? But what was that? At home. Leave this page. I don't need that post, okay? And you come over here to friends list, and you could create a list just for, you know, my team, right? And then you put all the people in your team there. Now, if you want to invite your team to a special webinar, but you don't want the whole Facebook to know about the webinar, then you just put it to your team, and only the people in your team see it on their walls. So no, I don't use different pages. That's way too much. I don't have time to manage that. I'm not trying to log in with different stuff and go over here and who inboxed me on this page, but not that page. It's a hassle once you get, a lot of friends and stuff like that moving. So you would probably want to use lists as a way to sift and sort versus multiple pages or multiple profiles, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Does that help everybody? Any other questions? Everybody good? All right. Well, cool beans, guys. So we're a little bit past the hour. I'm so glad I had a chance to share this with you. So what we'll do on tomorrow is we'll do some trading stuff on tomorrow for those of you guys that want to do that. I'll take this recording once it's finished and I'll put it in the group. I'll put the link to the group, put the link to the recording in the group, maybe a little bit later on this evening or maybe in the morning, depending on getting this little person to bed. And then you guys can review it if you want to review it anytime, and it's only for the people in the group. Fair enough? All right. Well, I'm so glad you guys tuned in. I appreciate you, and y'all have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.